Sergeant at Arms, we are good to go. Start.
Good evening, guests, Toastmasters, and fellow Gaveliers. Welcome to the online meeting of Eloquent Elites Gavel Club. I am Gavelier Kavya Singh. I am pleased and proud to be your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. In the online meeting environment, there are a few housekeeping policies that we request everyone to follow. Please rename yourselves. All Toastmasters, please prefix TM to your name. And all Gaveliers, please prefix Gavelier to your name. All guests, please prefix your name with guest. I also request all the speakers and role players to prefix their role to their name so that it is easy to identify them. Please refer to the chat regarding the prefix as per your role if you have not already done so. Please take 10 seconds for this activity. Switch off phones and any noise making devices and remove any other distractions around you. Please take 5 seconds to do so. Please keep your audio on mute throughout the meeting and unmute your microphone only when you are invited to speak. Please keep your video cameras on as a mark of respect to the speakers, just as you would be present in a physical meeting and you do not become invisible. The speaker can see your face and this will help build engagement. Please remember to switch off your video camera only when you need to step away. This is to avoid any distractions. Please avoid unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks or eating if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. All speakers are requested to verify if you are audible and visible before you start your speech. Please do not type in the general chat box when a speaker is speaking as it distracts the speaker. You may chat with specific persons when absolutely necessary. Please use the chat on Zoom to provide feedback directly to the speaker after their speech. Do not click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. Please share the screen after informing that you are sharing with the permission of the chair. You can choose or display from reactions, a high five or namaste or applause when a speaker joins or leaves. If you're a speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that the timer screen is visible to you. Please note that this meeting is being recorded. Please stay back to network after the meeting. I am very happy to present the mission of Toastmasters. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. It is my proud privilege to introduce the presiding officer of the day, Gavelier Anika Kohli. Anika Kohli is the Vice President Education of our club. She is in the 8th grade at Utpal Sangvi Global School. She is a multifaceted person with varied interests. She enjoys drawing, swimming, music, reading, traveling, and exploring new activities. She is a volunteer with Asha Infinity Foundation. She says that this has developed empathy for the underprivileged and her ability to work with people of all age groups. Proud of you, Anika. Over to you, presiding officer of the day, Gavelier Anika Kohli.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Gavelier Kavya Singh. A very warm welcome, fellow Gaveliers, Toastmasters, and dear guests. As presiding officer, I call the meeting to order. Shall we pass the agenda first before we move on with the proceedings? As I am VP Education, I am aware that there are no corrections to the agenda and we can adopt it as it is. I request a few Gavelier or Toastmaster to propose and second the motion to pass the agenda.
I, Kashvi Agrawal, propose to adopt the agenda.
I, Shubhi Anand, second the proposal.
The agenda is adopted. Welcome to the 12th meeting of Eloquent Elites Gavel Club. A very warm welcome to our General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster, Arvind Nair. A hearty welcome to our speech evaluators, Distinguished Toastmasters, Kavita Prakash from Mysuru, Toastmaster Abhishek Kumar from Goa, and Gavelier Rika Shrigal from Muscat. You help us improve with your astute observations, and we look forward to them. I extend a hearty welcome to all of you handling these pivotal roles and supporting our Gavel Club. I'm very happy to introduce the Gavelier of the Day, Kashvi Agarwal, member of the Gavel Club of Eloquent Elites Gavel Club. Kashvi is a 5th grade student in Goldcrest High School, Vashi, Mumbai. Mathematics is her favorite subject, and dancing and drawing are her favorite hobbies. Put your hands together to welcome Gavelier of the Day, Kashvi Agarwal. Over to you, Gavelier of the Day.
Presiding Officer. Good evening, fellow Gaveliers, respected and distinguished Toastmasters, and lovely guests. It is an honor to be the Gavelier of the Day. Today's theme is all about stuttering. October 22nd is designated as International Stuttering Awareness Day to spread awareness about stuttering, the American word, and stammering, the British word. Stuttering is a speech disorder characterized by difficulty in starting a word, phrase, or sentence, and repetition of sounds, syllables, or words, prolongation of sounds, and interruptions in speech. The new name for stuttering is childhood onset fluency disorder. Sea green is declared the color for stuttering awareness. As a Gavelier working to improve fluency and communication skills, I began to wonder what are the causes for this disorder and if people who stutter can never become great communicators. To my relief, I learned this is not the end of the game for stutterers. As the meeting progresses, we will see the causes, remedies, and also explore the strengths of those who stutter. Let us cherish this feeling of relief that effective communication is not only about fluency in speech and move on with the meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 sections. The first section is that of prepared speeches. I will lead the session. The second section, table topic session, will be led by Gavelier Micah Abraham. The third section will be led by our special invitee, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. I will call upon the timer to the timing guidelines for each section separately. Now we move on to the first section of prepared speeches. Today, our general evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. A Toastmaster for over 15 years. He is a charter member of the Bombay Toastmasters Club. He is a past District 98 director, a passionate Toastmaster who guides clubs and members. Our club founder and councillor Girija Deshpande says he has been the go-to person for any questions on grammar, pronunciation, or Toastmaster protocols. The most important information to note is he was available much before Google came in. And today too, all Toastmasters who know him prefer checking with him than click a search on the cell phone. He is that quick and accessible. I request distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair to describe his role.
Thank you, Gavelier Kashvi. Good evening, Gaveliers and Toastmasters and future Gaveliers, if there are any here. My role as the general evaluator is to generally evaluate the meeting and suggest any improvements if required in the meeting. Thank you, and over to you, Kashvi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Indeed, it is an honor to have you here. The bone structure gives form to our body, but it is not seen. Similarly, grammar keeps language intact. I invite grammarian Gavelier Shrey Joshi to explain the role of grammarian.
Thank you, Gavelier of the Day. Fellow Gaveliers, respected Toastmasters, and dear guests, good morning or evening as per the time zone you are in. As grammarian, the purpose of my role is to number one, introduce a word of the day and make note of members and guests who use the word of the day. For today's meeting, in the context of the theme, the word of the day is perception. The word is a noun. The word perception has two meanings. One meaning is the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. Example of using this in a sentence is there are limits to human perception. The second meaning is a way of regarding or understanding or interpreting something, which is a mental impression. Example of this use in a sentence is Hollywood's perception of the tastes of American youth is reflected in the Marvel series. All role players and speakers are encouraged to use this word impromptu and listen to many others using it in different contexts, as well as make this a part of your everyday vocabulary. Number two, I will also monitor language and grammar usage and make note of areas of improvement. I'll note down beautiful and powerful expressions used by all speakers. I will present all this in my report when called upon to do so. How does this role benefit you, the audience, and me, the grammarian, you might ask? The grammarian plays an important role in helping all club members improve their grammar and vocabulary. Without putting any conscious efforts, the language appreciation and expression of members improve just by attending meetings regularly. This role develops my focus, attention, observation, retention, note taking, and skills of crisp presentation. A reminder, please use the word of the day, perception, in your speech. I will put this word on the chat also. Over to you, Gavelier of the day.
Thank you. You open YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Several advertisements suggesting us to use fillers to hide age lines pop up. Here in Toastmasters, an counter tells us not to use fillers. Who is he and why does he do it? I invite our counter, Gavelier Anika Kohli, to explain the role.
Dear Gavelier of the day, fellow Gaveliers, respected Toastmasters and guests. My duty as our counter is to listen attentively to each speaker. Make a note of the following used by the speaker. The correct sounds filler words but, so, like, then, well, basically, absolutely, seriously, etc. Filler phrases you know, you see, I mean, etc. When called upon, I will give a report of these speaking errors. I hope this report will help cure speakers of their annoying habits of vocalized pauses and getting rid of filler words. This role is bound to develop my focus and concentration. Over to you, Gavelier of the day.
Time and tight wait for none goes the proverb. To keep track of time, we have Gavelier Rajnandini Somani. Please can you demonstrate timing guidelines for prepared speeches?
Good evening, guests, Toastmasters, and Gaveliers. I'm Gavelier Rajnandini Somani, and I'm the timer today. I'm happy and proud to take up this role. A timer is the backbone of the meeting. Being a stickler for time is the hallmark of professionalism. Toastmasters has given us this excellent tool to keep any speech and meeting within timelines. As we heard from our Gavelier of the day, there are 3 sections in this meeting. I will present the timelines for each section in the beginning of that section. Now I'm giving guidelines for the first section of the prepared speeches. Today we have 3 prepared speeches and all of them are icebreakers. For icebreaker speeches, the time allotted is 4 minutes to 6 minutes. Once the speech reaches 4 minutes, the screen will change from white to green. At 5 minutes, the screen will change to yellow. And at 6 minutes, the screen will change to red and be red and continue red till the speaker completes the speech. The speech will not qualify for voting if the speech is for less than 4 minutes or if the speech lasts for more than 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you, Toastmasters of the day.
As we start the prepared speeches, just draw your attention to the theme. Those who stutter can never prepare a speech and be sure, even if they have practiced a million times and know what they want to say, that they will deliver it the way they conceived it in their imagination. Can we fix a stutter? The short answer is no. There is no known cure for stuttering. And like any other speech disorder, it requires therapy and practice to treat or manage it. Studies suggest that speech therapy for stammering is more successful with those who are more accepting of their stammering and don't regard it in a wholly negative light. I'm happy to introduce the 3 speech evaluators who have graced our meeting. The first speech evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Kavita Prakash from Mysore Toastmasters Club. She is the counselor of Navkis Gavel Club, Mysuru. She is a corporate trainer for soft skills and communication skills at some big companies. She likes to meet people and travel. She is a fruit lover and lives the Bhagavad Gita way of life. Put your hands together and welcome her. Young talent Gavelier Rika Shrigal, who hails from the vibrant city of Mumbai, India, and currently making waves in Oman, is the second evaluator. Gavelier Rika Shrigal, a 9th grade student at the Indian School of Oman, is an acclaimed chess player and painter. Let's all accord her a warm welcome. Toastmaster Abhishek Kumar, a postgraduate hospitality management student, a voracious reader with a passion for badminton and meditation, and enjoys strumming tunes on his ukulele. Let us all welcome him with a huge round of applause. I invite speech evaluator Kavita Prakash to present the speech objectives on behalf of all the 3 speakers. Speech evaluators Gavelier Rika Shrigal and Toastmaster Abhishek Kumar will not be reading speech objectives for their speakers. All speeches are icebreakers and the objectives are same. I request guests to pay attention.
I request Gavelier Rika Shrigal, the evaluator 2, to present the objectives because evaluator 1, Kavita, has not yet joined and she's not responding to the call. I'm not aware what is happening. So in which case, if she does not join, I will do the evaluation. I'm Councillor Girija Deshpande speaking. So request Gavelier Rika to present the speech objectives of the icebreaker. Over to you, Gavelier Rika.
The art of communication is the language of leadership. Distinguished Toastmasters, and fellow Gaveliers, good evening to you all. This is Gavelier Rika Shrigal, and I'm the speech evaluator for Gavelier Anshita Agarwal with her speech titled Over the Moon. The purpose of the icebreaker speech is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Gavelier Anshita, you will be evaluated on the basis of clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, comfort level, and interest. With this, I would like to wish my speaker, Gavelier Anshita Agarwal, the best of luck, and remember, the sky's the limit. Over to the Gavelier of the day.
Thank you. There is a small mistake. I have, when drafting it, it is not Anshita Agarwal. The speaker is Ishan Anand. Yes. Okay. So make that correction. And this is a speech objective for all the three speakers. So we'll go in the same order in which the speakers were there. Your speaker, Ishan Anand, will be the second speaker. The first one is Shubhi Anand. And for Rika Shigal, it is Ishan Anand. And then we have got Arvind, who was, we have got Abhishek Kumar here, who's the evaluator 3, and he is there for speaker Sushant Kumar. Thank you. Over to you, Gavelier of the Day. Sorry for that misunderstanding.
It's okay. Thank you for that, Gavelier Rika. Presenting Gavelier Shubhi Anand. Gavelier Shubhi Anand, getting ready to pay my rent. Getting ready to pay my rent, Gavelier Shubhi Anand.
Having one child makes you a parent. Having 2 children makes you a referee, said famous golfer David Frost. I am sure my parents would agree with this unanimously. Dear fellow Gaveliers, Toastmasters and guests, I am 12-year-old Shubhi, waiting to become a teenager. My brother Ishan is 10 years old and never acknowledges that I am older and so I am wiser, and thus my parents often transform to referees. My story started in Beams Hospital, Mumbai, Maharashtra. My parents are my role models for me. My father works in Axis Bank. He is optimistic, energetic, and so supportive. Along with work, he often organizes several events in the society for fun. He encourages me to do what I love and supports me all the way through. He has inculcated honesty in me and insists that I always speak the truth because one way or another, eventually it will come out. What goes around comes around, he says. I'm confident my conduct will make him proud. My mother is Madhurita Sengupta. She works in Amazon software of Amazon Web Services. She effortlessly manages family and friends. And whatever she does with laser sharp focus. I wish to be as hardworking, loving, and awesome as she is. If she does something, she works with the belief that if something is worth doing, it's worth doing well. I am a 7th grader in Podar International School. My favorite subjects in school are maths and English. I will be giving Maths Olympiad this year and learn Vedic maths as well. My favorite teacher in school was my English teacher in 5th grade. Her name was Harshvi Gadha ma'am. She was so kind and always taught us the concepts. I don't remember her scolding us even once, and she's one of my favorite teachers until now. She's unforgettable. For a long time, I think I was an introvert, but today you might find me outgoing. I started making many friends after I turned 10. But my best friends are Swasti and Krisha. Krisha and I are sort of similar. We love to be optimistic, energetic, spontaneous, and sometimes take calculated risks. But Swasti, on the other hand, we are polar opposites. Swasti always has a plan and sticks to the rules. She will be ready anytime, anywhere, and is prepared for anything. Sadly, Krisha's family shifted away recently. We still call each other almost every day and we visit each other frequently. I have many hobbies as well. I play badminton and love swimming. But my favorite hobby is art. I do it in all my free times. I started art when I was 9 years old. I've learned by now many forms of art, including painting, sketching, drawing, etc. Recently, I painted a mural on my wall and I gave a state level examination. Every year, I also give my class teachers a painting. I started this in 5th grade and every year my art improves. I also have an Instagram only meant for my art called Shubhi Art Journal. I participate in the Gavels Club to become a confident communicator. Whatever my profession, this would come in handy. My goalposts have been fuzzy for a long time, and I have been running around in circles. Now also the complete clarity has not come. But I know one thing, that my art makes me happy. I also know that helping people makes me much happier. I am narrowing down to become a doctor. Medicine would probably be the mainstay and art or side career, but I know my future will go well. I'm glad I got to tell you a little about myself. Thank you.
Now we know you better, Shubhi. Now presenting Gavelier Ishan Anand. Gavelier Ishan Anand, Over the Moon. Over the Moon, Gavelier Ishan Anand.
Yes, I can
Wait a
see.
minute. Ah, yes, can start.
Good morning, good evening, everybody. Today, before you stand, fifth grader Ishan Anand, who studies in Poda International School, who is of the metropolitan city, the melting pot of cultures, Mumbai. Every day, the sun rises and bathes the entire earth in its golden light and warmth. Perhaps my parents wanted this inside the four walls of our house. Thus, when they got me, they named me Ishan. Today, I'm speaking after Gavelier Shubhi Anand, who was born before me. You got it right. She is my elder sister. We both fight a lot. And one of the main reasons is that usually she gets to do things before me. There are multiple other reasons, but even sometimes we fight for no reason at all. I like to think us as Tom and Jerry. We both, even though we fight a lot, we both have got each other's backs and love each other, such as Tom and Jerry. My mother and father both are working professionals. My father works in Axis Bank and has introduced me to sports such as football, badminton, basketball, camping, and trekking. These sports have helped me teach me teamwork and discipline. My mother always tells me to keep a smile on my face, and whenever I'm upset or sad, she tells me a story which cheers me up, which always have a magical ending to them. My best friends are Pranav Sharma and Arjun Mani. Both of them are in a very good school, the same as me, for the International. Arjun lives in my society, while Pranav unfortunately does not. We usually talk a lot during the break time. We talk a lot during the break time. With Arjun, usually I play video games, or even sometimes we play chess or even cricket. My favorite subject is math. I was very lucky to have, in my fourth grade, I had a teacher whose name was Shweta Nandija. She was a very good math teacher and always told us that it's more important to understand the concept than memorizing any answer. This helped me understand maths much better, and this led me to like it a lot, and I do maths puzzles mentally for fun. Some of my hobbies are football, basketball, badminton, uh, cooking, making Lego sets, and learning about space. Sometimes I think that I could go to the moon or Mars and make a restaurant there, giving me the best of both worlds. I find Gavel Club very important to everybody, as this gives us young children who usually have a lot of trouble speaking to people they've not met too much to them, because this lets us communicate with people who we usually do not meet, but we meet every now and then. Thank you.
Now we know you better, Ishan. Now presenting Gavelier Sushant Kumar. I am a butterfly. I am a butterfly, Gavelier Sushant Kumar.
Greetings, everyone. Am I audible? I think so I am. So I'll start
Sure.
my speech. Thank you. Greetings, everyone. My name is Ushant Kumar, and I live in Mumbai with my family. Whenever we drive close to Breach Candy Hospital, my parents always get lost in nostalgia. They talk about that nerve-wracking, nail-biting, but exciting and exhilarating experience of delivering their first child. I absolutely love listening to their stories. After all, I'm the hero. Shortly after I was born, we shifted to Kolkata, and after spending a few years, we came back to Mumbai. Saying this always feels a bit bittersweet, but I'm an only child with no siblings. However, 2 years ago, I got myself a fluffy brother to accompany me on this unknown road called life. Presenting to you my partner in crime, my golden retriever, Leo. He is a heartthrob by profession, and his core hobby is trying to bully other dogs. The key word here is trying. Whenever you leave some slippers alone with him, you can be rest assured that you will get your slipper back, but in just a few hundred pieces. Talking of my parents, both of my parents are engineers by education. My mother is a metallurgical engineer, and my dad is an MTech in electrical engineering from the illustrious IITs. But we all know how engineers can be no less than superheroes. Thus, my my dad not just ventured into, but also uh, is victorious in a totally unrelated field. That is, he is now the chief commissioner of income tax. Same with my mom. My mom has had a life as colorful as an oil paint. She has worked in steel manufacturing industry, IT companies, insurance companies, and is now pursuing seriously two of her hobbies. She's doing a 3-year law degree course while simultaneously quenching her artistic thirst by pursuing baking and pottery. At this juncture, I would like to mention my grandmother. She is, at this juncture, I would like to mention my sweetheart grandmother. We are partners in crime whenever there's a new movie release, and yes, we both adore ice cream. If my mother is the wind beneath my wings, my grandmother is the anchor that keeps me lovingly grounded. If you are at a function with my dad and you give him a microphone, he will quite melodiously sing his heart out. But apart from that, he's a very quiet and calm and composed person. He won't say much, and your perception of him will be not very mega or grand. However, don't let his calm nature and quiet nature fool you into believing that he's detached from reality, for he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, observers I've ever met. He never makes a show of anything. These outstanding qualities have made me who I am today. I tend to be as much relaxed and calm as one can possibly be. While my friends, while my while my friends overreact to the slightest of provocations, the calm and soothing voice to face, which cannot be changed, is invariably mine. My mother, on the other hand, is a total heap of energy. Wherever she goes, her infectious charm pumps up everywhere. She has flown high in all of her interviews. This approach of hers has inspired me to always venture into unknown paths, even if I'm not sure I will be good at it. She always motivates me to give my absolute best in every activity presented to me, and always tells me how winning isn't everything, but giving your 100% is even more important than winning. I study in grade 9 of Bombay Scottish School, Mahi. I don't know if it happens to only me or it happens to you all too, but on some days my brain is very focused towards studying and academics, but on some days its perception of studying really changes. It's almost like it treats academics like trash. However, one subject which I've always stuck with since its introduction in 7th grade is chemistry. I find the subject very intriguing and interesting. It requires spontaneity, logic, uh, calculations, memory, and whatnot. I've come across several teachers in the 14 years of my life. Some misters, some madams, Some strict, some lenient. However, only a selected few have struck a chord. One of them is Miss Ganguly. She was my teacher in nursery and kindergarten. She even after the after I after nursery and kindergarten, I left the school and got admission into a new school. However, she was still a big part of my life. She used to conduct classes, which were so much fun. Apart from the activities, she used to share her rich life experiences, which gave us an insight into the adult world. Her rich, her, her experiences gave us an insight into the adult world challenges, and a way of dealing with those challenges gave us solutions and new perceptions to look at. How she faced the problems gave us new perspectives. I am, as you would say, kind of an introvert. As you can see, I'm stammering when I'm in front of an audience. I wouldn't mind talking to new people, but I particularly don't really enjoy that. I neither have a large friend group, nor am I popular at school. I have a few, but fast friends. One of my closest friends is Raghav. He lives in my building, and we both share a bond which is as close as brotherhood. In some aspects, we are poles apart. For example, his core hobby is playing football, while my core hobby is sketching. However, we share the same sense of humor, same taste in books, food, and whatnot. I'm really lucky to have a friend like him. Now, if I talk about my hobbies, as I mentioned, I love sketching and art. Art has taught me that it is important to be passionate and crazy about the things you love if you wish to blossom. It trained me to have a constant urge of perfection, but while simultaneously still learning how to brace your imperfections. This will continue to prod me, persuade me, and propel me in the future. Now, as a 14-year-old, I'm asked this question quite a few times. Like, what is your ambition? What is your goal? What do you want to do after your education? While right now, I'm like a butterfly, going to multiple flowers and checking out every nectar. I don't have a particular goal of what I'm going to do after 10th or 12th. However, if you're like me, having no goal, or rather having no goal as of now, please don't worry, for God has been kind enough to make a plan for everyone. You just have to be patient, and you have to be consistent in your approach. As of now, I have only one single goal, that is to make my family, friends, and teachers proud of me. Now the question arises, why have I joined this club? I believe I have the capability to speak in front of an audience, but I have a bit of fear and shyness. I think the Gavelier experience can teach me how to be more confident and fluent. I think this club provides everyone that extra little push that one requires. Seeing people like Girija ma'am working day and night, organizing meetings, conducting dry runs to make us look perfect really teaches one diligence, precision, and selflessness too. With that, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you.
Gavelier Rajnandini Somani, will you please present the timer report?
Speaker 1, Gavelier Shubhi Anand, took 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Speaker 2, Gavelier Ishan Anand, took 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Speaker 3, Gavelier Sushant Kumar, took 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Shubhi Anand's speech is qualified for voting for the best prepared speech, except Ishan Anand, who took 3 minutes and 37 seconds, and Gavelier Sushant Kumar, who took 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you, and over to you, Gavelier.
For that crisp report. Now that we completed the section so wonderfully, a quick snippet on stammering. There are 3 types of stuttering: developmental stuttering, neurogenic stuttering, and psychogenic stuttering. The exact cause of stuttering is unknown. Stammering is largely inherited in as much as a strong predisposition to it is passed on in our genes. A speech language pathologist diagnoses stuttering. Moving on with the meeting, I am happy to introduce Gavelier Micah Abraham, who will lead this section. Micah is an avid fiction reader. He also loves reading about new gadgets, video games, and innovations in technology. He enjoys spending time with his friends and family. The oldest of three boys, his two younger brothers adore him and he indulges them by spending time with them, playing, and making them laugh with his humor. I invite Gavelier Micah Abraham to lead the table topic section.
Thank you, Gavelier of the Day. Fellow Gaveliers, respected Toastmasters, and dear guests, good morning or evening. One of the most exciting sessions of the Toastmasters meeting is the table topics session. Today, as your table topics master, I will be asking questions related to the theme of the day. We encourage members who have not taken up any role in the meeting and the guests to participate in the table topics session. The topics are ready with me. The volunteer must pick a number between 1 to 5 and speak on the topic that comes up. The session challenges members to respond to unrehearsed questions and to think calmly on their feet and present their thoughts crisply and clearly. The table topic session is specifically designed to help 4 essential communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. The session also trains members to quickly organize and express their thoughts in an impromptu setting. It trains members on strategies to draw from experience and present table topics efficiently during special education sessions. I request the timer to demonstrate the timing guidelines.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. For the Table Topics speeches, when the speech touches 1 minute, the screen will change to green. When the speech reaches 1 minute and 30 seconds, the screen will turn to yellow. At 2 minutes, the screen turns red. Any speech delivered for less than 1 minute and lasts for more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds will not qualify for voting for the best table topics speech. I will report time taken by each table topics speaker at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. I now take this opportunity to remind all speakers to use the word of the day, perception. So let's get started. Who wants to be first? Choose any number from 1 to 5. I will read out the topic written against the number you choose. You can think about for maximum 15 seconds and begin to talk. The timing will only start when you begin to talk. Who would like to go first?
I can go ahead. This will be Toastmaster Abhishek. I'm audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, evaluator. Please pick a number between 1 to 5.
3.
3. How can we make public places more disabled friendly? I repeat, how can we make public places more disabled friendly?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, Table Topic Master Mika, for this topic. Let us understand that public places is not a privilege, but more of a common space that we share with everyone of our community. And I believe in order to make public places more inclusive, the very first step that we as custodians of these places need to do is consider the very fact that specially abled people, they first of all need recognition of the fact that they are not lacking something or disabled. It's something that had happened or some accident. And we don't need to approach them right up front with a supportive, caring figure, because a specially able person also is very confident and powerful in their own self-image of themselves. So we do have ramps, we do have pedestrians for blind people to walk on, but do we have the dignity? Do we have the pride that we share among each other? Are we willing to share that dignity, that pride? Would not that be a more inclusive world where everyone is celebrated in our public places, irrespective of the fact whoever he is or however abled they are? Over to you, Table Topics Master of the Day.
Thank you, Evaluator. Who would like to go next for the next topic?
Request someone to volunteer to speak. Come on, pick up a topic. Rika has raised her hand. Excellent. Evaluated too.
Yes, I'm ready to take up a table topic, and I would like to choose the number 5.
Number 5. Your topic is, who are the most important people who can make a difference and build positive perception in children born with disabilities, and how can they help? I repeat, who are the most important people who can make differences and build positive perception in children born with disabilities, and how can they help?
Thank you, table topic master. Gavelier of the day, distinguished Toastmasters and fellow Gaveliers. Good evening to you all. So, in my opinion, I would like to say the people who can make a difference, who can help the disabled, are we ourselves and they themselves. Now, you might be wondering, what am I talking? Well, let me explain. It's our mindset that enables us to do anything and everything. If we have set a target, we can achieve it no matter what. So if the disabled people themselves are encouraged to develop the mindset that they can achieve what they want, then there's nobody in the whole world against them. Second is the other people who are not disabled, we can help them develop. We can encourage them. We can motivate them. Many a times we see that if anyone's disabled, they are made fun of. I studied in Indian school Dasit in Muscat, and there's one boy in my class who is physically disabled. And I have quite often noticed people make fun of him. And I have done my best to stop. I have motivated my friend and encouraged him. And now he is no more a quiet boy, or neither he is a backbencher. He has the confidence that he can make a difference too. So answering to the question asked by the table topic master, it is we ourselves and the person themselves who can make a difference. As we say, together we can make a difference. Thank you. Over to the table topic master.
Thank you, Evaluator. That was an amazing speech. Who would like to go next?
I hope somebody volunteers, asking for someone to volunteer. Come on, Ishan, why don't you volunteer? Request someone to volunteer. Come on. We have guests also, right? Hriday, would you like to speak? No? Sweet. Okay. You can take your time. No problem. Ishan, would you like to speak? No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about Shrey? Take up the challenge. There's nothing wrong if we do not complete the time or anything. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank
I'll,
you.
I'll choose number 5.
5 is already chosen.
Then I'll choose 4, I guess.
Thank you, grammarian. Your topic is, do you think people with disabilities should go to separate schools or they should study with all the other children? I repeat, do you think people with disabilities should go to separate schools or should they study with all other children?
Good evening, everybody. And I honestly think that people with disabilities or kids with disabilities should study in the normal school that most people study in, because they just have a disability. It's nothing. They can study. They can study with smart people, and they themselves are smart, which they do not know inside of their body. The schools can push them to their limit, and they can fulfill whatever dreams, big or small, they have, no matter what disability they have. Disabilities are just a road of life. It's another branch of life that you have to follow. It's a difficult path, but people with disabilities should study, and they can study in schools that normal people use for studying. As I said, they're smart, and they have the capability to, study. They have the capability to become something in life. It's not that they are nothing. They are someone. They're also humans. We should help them rather than make fun of them. Thank you, Tabletop X Master. Over to you.
Thank you, grammarian. That was a great speech. Who would like to go next for the next topic?
Just one more. Anybody can venture. Kashfi, would you like to? No.
Ma'am, I would like to. Ishan.
Wow, that's nice, Ishan. Lovely. Join. Just a minute.
I choose number 6.
It's from 1 to 5.
Oh, 1 to 5. 2.
3, 4, 5 are done. Okay. 2. Your topic is, people with disabilities usually want understanding from others. I repeat, people with disabilities usually only want understanding from others.
People with disabilities should be. One second, can you explain the topic? Like I'm just slightly confused with.
You have to just speak on the topic.
Okay.
No, I didn't understand it.
Okay, I'll just give us a small explanation, because this is new to, the concept is new to all of you. So it is, they expect only understanding, not from money, not other kind of help. They want people to understand. That's it. Only understanding. The emphasis is there. They don't expect other things. Okay.
I agree. I agree that disabled people should be understood well, as if they're disabled. Some people, that you should understand what pain they're going through. That if you've lost an arm, you are very disabled, as you cannot do all the things that a normal person would do, and you should not be. And I would say that you should first try to understand what they want, because for disabled people it is sometimes very hard to do that, as they have some trouble showing emotions. Like lots of times we show emotions by showing hand gestures, smiling, or etc. But for multiple people, they have the disability, thus not being able to do such a thing. For that exact reason, I find that disabled people should be understood very well, that we should also be giving them respect, kindness, and we should always help them. But step one is always trying to understand them. Like we should not just give them, like we should not just help them up the stairs and then just say it's over, it's done, now you owe me a favor. You should not do that. You should first step on, understand it, do it as a good deed, and don't just do it so that say they will give you some payment of a sort. You want to understand them, thus letting you know exactly what they mean by what they want them to do. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful speech. We had an amazing session, and I hope you all enjoyed talking extempo. Over.
You can ask the timer to give the timing report, and then you can hand over to the Gavelier of the day.
Yeah, requesting the timer to give the report.
Speaker 1, Abhishek Kumar, took 1 minute and 40 seconds. Speaker 2, Gavelier Rika Shingal, took 1 minute and 55 seconds. Speaker 3, Gavelier Shrey Joshi, took 1 minute and 33 seconds. Speaker 4, Gavelier Ishan, took 1 minute and 34 seconds. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, timer. Over to you, Toastmaster.
We can launch the poll and then you can hand over. So speaker 3 was Shrey Joshi and speaker 4 was Ishan. Right? We had only 4 speakers. Okay, I'm just launching the poll. Request the audience to vote. I hope everybody can see it. Please cast your vote. Nine out of 13 participants have voted. I request the others also to vote because I cannot vote. 10 have voted now. 84%. Yes. Okay. Let's end. Everybody has voted. I'm closing the poll. We'll go back. We can hand it over.
Handing it over to the Gavelier of the day.
Thank you, Gavelier Micah, for a well-conducted session aligning with the theme of the day. I read an article on the hidden strengths of people who stammer. It says a survey about this was done and the results were stunning. Non-stammers think that people with stammering develop empathy and compassion for others, tend to focus on helping others. They work harder and smarter to compensate for stammering, and this results in personal growth or character strength. Now we move on to the final and most important section, evaluation section. I request distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair to take us through the section. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Gavelier of the day. Good evening, Gaveliers and Toastmasters and future Gaveliers who are guests today. We will now begin with the evaluation section. And to begin with, we will start with the evaluation of the prepared speeches. But before that, may I invite the timer to give the timing guidelines for the evaluation, please?
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. For the 3 speech evaluations, the timing is 2 to 3 minutes. The virtual screen will change to green at 2 minutes. The screen will turn yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds and and the screen will turn red at 3 minutes. For our counter and grammarian, the timing is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the screen will turn green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the screen will turn yellow, and at 2 minutes, the screen will turn red. General evaluator's report is for 3 to 5 minutes. Virtual screen will turn green at 3 minutes, yellow at 4 minutes, and red at 5 minutes. For all the report, the minimum time should be met to qualify for voting for best speech in category. Grace period of 30 seconds is allowed over the maximum time allotted. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Timer Rajnandani. And now may I invite the first evaluator for the speech that has been given by Shubhi Anand. You are on mute, Girija.
Thank you. A great beginning indeed, Shubhi Anand did today. She presented an icebreaker, and wow, she took us through the entire journey of the hospital where she was born in. From there it started, and her schooling, her favorite subjects, favorite teacher, her hobbies, how she used to be an introvert, how she became an extrovert, the two friends that she has and how different they are, and how she interacts with them. And then closed with what her aspirations are for the future, how she plans to pay the rent for the space on this earth by rendering service as a doctor, and how the goalpost was fuzzy before she arrived at that. Beautiful. You did manage to establish eye contact most of the times. And when you were talking about your friends, there was a smile on your face. You were spontaneous at several points of time. For an icebreaker, that is beautiful. What could be done better is probably next time, if possible, if the space around you allows it, then try to rehearse the speech, and then probably during the dry run also check it out if you can stand up and speak, so that your body language, your hand movements, they are very visible and they're free. The moment we sit on a table, sometimes we happen to have our elbow on the table and we don't move our hands so much. So if we can manage that, then the communication becomes more effective. I'm very sure that you're going to do very well. Wish you all the very best. You completed the speech objectives, that is to make the audience know your family background, about you more as a person, and also how to organize a speech. Both these objectives were met. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Councillor Girija. And now may I invite Rika to present the evaluation for the speech delivered by Ishan.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude, to be kind, but not weak, to be humble, but not timid. Once again, good evening to you all present here. So, did you enjoy the speech given by Gavelier Ishan? If yes, then show me a thumbs up right now. Yes. Gavelier Ishan, first of all, let me congratulate you on breaking your ice with the icebreaker speech. Over the moon.
Thank you.
Your speech, welcome. Your speech was really well organized. We could get to know a lot about you. And the thing that I liked the most was the way you started off with sharing about an incident with your sister. You and your sister fight a lot, but at times And despite that, you are like inseparable. That was worth a praise. Also, you were confident and you made it connect with the audience. You also tried to add a bit of humor in your speech, which I'm pretty sure we all enjoyed. But every speech has some points of improvement. My recommendations for you would be, first of all, I think you could have worked a bit on your facial expressions. You could have added a bit joy to your face. You need not be nervous here because we are all here to learn, right? The other thing, as Toastmaster Girja had already mentioned for Gaveliers Supi, is that you could have stand up and keep your camera stable. That would have not distracted the audience much, and your presentation would have been much better. Since this is an online club, so I think this is a one point where you could have worked on.
Thanks.
But nevertheless, I believe that if you would have continued your groundbreaking work and work towards your negatives, a contest winning speech would just be a piece of cake for you. So once again, please everyone give a big round of applause to Gavelier Ishan. Gavelier Ishan, keep it up, and I now hand over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Rika. And now may I invite Abhishek to present his report for the speech delivered by Gavelier Sushant.
Thank you, General Evaluator DTM Arvind Nair, for giving me the opportunity to present my evaluation report. My speaker, Toastmaster Sushant Nair, had just completed his icebreaker, and we all congratulate you for this achievement. I am a butterfly. The very title was interesting and intriguing for all the audience, and it has tied us all together throughout this speech. So for the evaluation, I have structured my evaluation in the 3 sections, much like a larva, a caterpillar, and the butterfly that emerges eventually out of it. You started your speech beautifully talking about the hospital, the nostalgia of childhood, moving to your time in Calcutta. And we all loved the little humor that you added with the role of Leo. You made use of a prop, which was really nice. You showed us who Leo was. Then you had beautiful use of language, like venture into unknown paths, infectious charm, total heap of energy. We also loved how you talked about Leo bringing back the slippers, but in pieces. That was really subtle way of adding humor into your first icebreaker speech, and that was really commendable. Now to work on improving the speech and moving from being a larva to the caterpillar stage, there are 3 things that I would recommend you to work at this stage, because you are a young Toastmaster right now and you have just done your icebreaker. So first thing would be working on the rate of your speech. At several moments, you were delivering very profound speech content, but we felt that you were going too ahead. And if you speak at a bit slower pace, it gives us the audience the time to understand, soak in what you are saying, and follow up the further content of the speech. Secondly, if you have spoken something, because it's your speech, you have written it, you know it. If you have spoken something and you know that you have left something which was in the script that you remember, avoid correcting it again while the delivery is going, because then it becomes obvious. Let's say when you were saying my grandmother and then coming back to my sweetheart grandmother. So you could have continued with my grandmother, and we as an audience would have never picked up that my sweetheart got left out of there. Lastly, to challenge yourself and finally emerge as a butterfly, practice your speech with a timer so that you know that you are reaching this time limit Also keep editing your speech again and again while you are preparing, so that if you exceed the time limit, you come back to your speech, you read the speech, you see which parts can I eradicate, so that I again adjust it to the time limit. Also consider reducing the content, because you'll be taking pauses, going at a slower rate, so avoid having too much of content as well. Overall, to Gavelier Sushant, you have written a very well structured speech. It has been wonderful getting to know you, and I'm sure if you take care of these 3 points, the Gavelier Club, the Toastmaster, will surely help you to get beyond fear and shyness of public speaking. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Abhishek. And now may I invite the timer to give the report for the evaluation speech.
Speech evaluator Girija ma'am took 1 minute and 49 seconds. Speech evaluator Gavelier Rika Shringal took 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Speech evaluator Toastmaster Abhishek Kumar took 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, timer. Wow, they're all within the time limit, but because they are seniors, I think we won't go in for the polling. And here, we're only here to share our experience and our knowledge so that you as speakers can get better. So there wouldn't be polling for any of the evaluators. Now, to take this forward, may I invite the ARC counter to present the report for this evening.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The Gavelier of the day you repeated 2 times. The timer of the day also had repeated 3 times. The grammarian.
What did they repeat?
What?
You said the Gavelier repeated 2 times. Gavelier of the day repeated two times. Timer of the day repeated 2 times. Repeated what? I did not get.
The words which they had used, they had repeated it.
Okay, repeated a word. I got it. Okay.
Yes. The speaker 1 had said and 1 time, but 2 times. Speaker 2 used more than 3 times and 2 times, right 1 time, but 2 times. Speaker 3 used more than 3 times and 2 times, like 1 time, and 1 time. Table topics master used 3 times and 3 times. Speaker 2 used 1 time and more than 3 times, but once and once. Table topic speaker 2 used 1 time and more than 3 times, but once and once. Table topic speaker 3 used once, okay, once, but once. Table topic speaker 4 used 2 times and 2 times. Evaluator 2 used 2 times and more than 3 times, right once, but once. Evaluator 3 used and 2 times, but once, right? But once, like once. General evaluator, evaluator 1, sergeant at arms and sergeant at arms and grammarian have used no fellows.
Thank you for that report, Gavelier and Anika. And now may I invite the grammarian for today to present the report.
The word of the day was only used once by Sushant Kumar. There were no pronunciation errors from any of the speakers or role players. Ishan Anand, speaker 2, Ishan Anand, was stammering and had repetition and was pausing too much. Speaker 3, Sushant Kumar, was speaking too fast and stammering. Timer Raj Nandini was stammering. Good usages. Kavya Singh, Sergeant at Arms, was loud enough to be heard and clear. Presiding officer Anika Kohli had good pauses and timely pauses. Kashvi Agarwal, Gavelier of the day, did not stutter at all. Speaker 1, Shubhi Anand, was crystal clear in her voice. Ishan Anand, Speaker 2, did not stutter at all. Sushant Kumar, Speaker 3, used good phrases such as nail-biting experiences and unknown path called life. Arvind Nair, General Evaluator, had good and timely pauses. Rika Shrigal, Evaluator 2, was loud and did not stammer at all. Timer Raj Nandini Somani had clear and loud words. And Table Topics Master Micah Abraham had timely pauses and no ugly pauses. Thank you. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Shrey, for that report.
Thank you.
And now comes my time. My time to evaluate the meeting and the role players. The meeting started 2 minutes late. We should try and start on time at 7 p.m. The agenda says that the meeting room would open at 6:30, so we must try and come in early so that we understand whether we are, do all the technical checkups first and see whether you are visible and audible, and arrange so that even if you are a speaker and you have to stand and give your speech, you understand your position and the level of the camera, etc., and mark it on the floor where you would stand after this thing has already been done. So it would be a good idea to come in a little early and understand where you should stand and speak. The Sergeant at Arms had the energy, wonderful energy to begin the meeting, set the ground rules, and also mentioned the mission of Toastmasters. Wonderfully introduced the presiding officer. The presiding officer called for passing of the agenda, which is part of the business meeting of every club. And that was adopted with the necessary okays from the Gaveliers. The presiding officer welcomed all the role players and also the visiting evaluator, the visiting Toastmasters as well. Went on to introduce the Gavelier of the day. Gavelier of the day. What can I say about the theme? Wonderfully done, I must say. Great research, wonderfully presented, a lot of knowledge that you gave, a lot of information that was shared through your role as the Gavelier of the day. It was interspersed with the role players, calling the role players, and then giving a little about the theme for the day. And that's a wonderful way of doing things. The grammarian. Grammarian Shrey introduced a wonderful word, perception. mentioned the figure of speech, and explained the roles and skills that come out when you take up this role as a grammarian. Now, Shrey, I would like to mention a couple of things here regarding the role of a grammarian. The role of a grammarian, like you already read, was to listen attentively to every speaker and to make a note of the good usage of the language and the not so good usage or the incorrect usage of the language. Your report should begin with the word of the day, used by who and how many times, which you did. You only mentioned that the word of the day was used by somebody, by one person. Now, like you said, the skill is improved. What is the skill improved when you do any role? It's the listening skills. And you have to be attentive. There were others who used the word of the day as well, and you should have made a note of it. We do make mistakes. A couple of them may escape our ear, but by and large, when we are in a meeting, in a Gaveliers meeting, we should be attentive. Our whole body and our mind should be in the meeting and not think of anything else, because only then will you learn to concentrate, which will actually help you with your studies and further in your life. So, Shrey, you would start with the word of the day, then you would go to the good usage of the language. Mention which are the phrases. I think you did speak about one or two, but you could have made a note of more. There were quite a few that was said. And so when you explain this to the meeting, people take back what they learn and may use it when they are at work or in school. So you have to do that. You only spoke about stammering, so please do not mention anything about stammering, but use the word of the day, the phrase of the day, etc., whatever good language you have found in the meeting. Timer or the R counter explained the role very well, I must say, and gave a wonderful report. Now, the report should actually, again, you have already said that listening skills are improved. Now, when you tell me that I have used a word 3 times or said something which is not to be said 3 times, more than 3 times, you are not making me aware that it might have been 10 times or 12 times. Make me aware that you have said this phrase, or you have said this word or this sound, which is a filler, so many times. Now, when you tell me the number, I get jolted and I say, oh, did I really do that? I must be careful. And you make me aware so that the next time I come in for a speech, I am conscious and I try to reduce the number of times I use that phrase, that filler word or sound. So just saying 3 or more times is not, you must give me the number. You may only name the speaker. You said speaker 1, speaker 2. Please, when you make a note in your report, mention the name of the speaker. Don't just say it's speaker 1 or speaker 2. Because what happens is we don't pay attention at that time. But when you take my name, I will know that you are talking about me, and I must make a note of it and ensure that I improve on it. The timer explained the role well and changed the colors. Now you do have the agenda that is given to you. So all the main 3 role players must have the agenda with them. The Gavelier of the day, the table topic master, the timer, and the general evaluator. Why do I say that? It's because Once the first section is over and the timer comes in to give the timing report, he or she must look at the time and tell that we are running late by so many minutes. Now, the timer's job is not only to keep a time of all the speakers, but the timer has a very important task, and that is to ensure that the meeting begins and runs on time. And that is why he or she will come at every section when called upon to say, give the timing report and also mention whether we are running late or we are ahead of time and by how many minutes. So what happens is that the next person who comes in, like the table topic master, will know that he or she has to make up the time and complete within the time allotted to that section by reducing the number of topics that are given, right? So understand that, and the timer, as we go forward into the other meetings, may like to make a note of this and mention where we are as far as timing is concerned. Table topic master explained the role wonderfully and said the skills that we develop when we attempt a table topic. You have to be, it would be nice, like I said, you could come in early and see who are not playing a role, are not a speaker, are not taking up a role, and ask that person, ask that Gavelier, will you be a table topic speaker? Because there's, you don't have a role, you don't have a speech slot today. So will you please take up and become better as a table topic speaker? And make a note of it, 3-4 people, and call them rather than asking who can we have next. And this many a times people don't come up. So the best thing is to come early and see who all are in the meeting and who all do not have a role to play, and pick those people and ask them in advance. Now, for example, today Ishan was asked, would you like to take up a table topic? At first he said no. But then as he progressed, as the table topics role progressed, he found the courage to speak, to come up and say, yes, I will do it. So do that much earlier so that more people are given a chance to speak. And like you said, table topics is for those who do not have a speech or a speaker role today. So those who are not speaking should be given preference first. And when you address people, do not say, take their name, table topic master. Don't say, evaluator or something of that sort. So take their name, because at this point in your section, they are not the evaluator. They are the table topic speaker. So you will have to take their name, Toastmaster Abhishek or whoever it is, right? So those were things where about the meeting. Now, generally, I like to say, it's nice when you call for the evaluators, probably Girija, let them come in one by one, rather than taking just naming all the 3 evaluators right at the beginning. It would be nice if they first introduce the evaluator and ask the evaluator to read the objectives of the speech, and then introduce the speaker. Now, how would you introduce the speaker? The Toastmaster of the day, the Gavelier of the day may reach out to the speaker, 1, 2, 3, whoever. Just like you have how the Gavelier, the Toastmaster of the day got the introductions for everyone. So introduce the speaker. First you call the evaluator and ask for the reading of the objectives, and then read or introduce the speaker. Now, when the evaluator comes in, I would recommend that the evaluator does not take the name of the speaker nor the title of the speech. All that the evaluator should say is that the speaker is attempting so-and-so project, and these are the guidelines, and I will be evaluating on these bases. It's the prerogative. It's the right of the Gavelier of the day to introduce the speaker and also mention the title. And the title should be mentioned twice. Speaker, Gavelier, so-and-so, butterfly. Butterfly, Gavelier, so-and-so. And that's the way it has to be mentioned. Girija, I would love if we change timekeeper to timer. Perhaps that's the normal thing that we do in Toastmasters, and we say timer and not timekeeper. Speakers may avoid saying thank you. It's not disrespectful to say thank you after a speech. You actually don't have to thank the audience for listening to your speech. So you may avoid thank you, and you may just say over to you, Gavelier of the day, when you finish. And don't even say, and I conclude. Now your speech should be in such a way that people know that you are coming to an end. Don't tell anybody that you're going to conclude. Just finish off your speech and say, over to the Gavelier of the day. No thank you is necessary, and it will not be disrespectful if you do not say thank you. Now, certain grammatical things that I found. When we say the word THE is pronounced differently when you have a vowel sounding word following it. THE becomes the orange, the elephant. But if it's a consonant sounding word, the pencil. You can't say the pencil, it has to be the pencil. But the orange, the apple. Secondly, the word CONTENT is pronounced differently because it has two meanings. When I am happy with what you have said, I will say I am content with whatever you have said. But if I have to say something about your speech or the matter in your speech, then I will say, I am content with the content of your speech. The pronunciation for the matter will be content and not content. I'm happy. I'm content with the content of your speech. That's the way you would say it. You may, instead of saying disabled, I think the better word that has come out now would be differently abled. Right? So as you children must read, whenever you read the newspapers, etc., you would know that this word disabled is no longer, it has been disabled, and you will be saying it as differently abled. I heard the word sentences. Now, the spelling is with TEN in it, but the pronunciation will be with TIN. So sentences, and it's not vegetable, but it's vegetable. It will be TIBLE as the pronunciation. So those were some of the things that I found, and you may like to improve on that. And thank you, Girija, for giving me the opportunity to be a Gavelier, to be a general evaluator at this Gaveliers meeting. And I must say, a great task that you are doing. The Gaveliers, wow, I don't know when. Would I have ever spoken like you people at your age, when I was your age? I do not know. You people are so lucky to have a Gavel Club and to have Counselor Girija to help you out. Take all advantage of this and go ahead, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you, and over to Gavelier of the day, Kashmir.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for your wise words. May we launch the polls now?
Yes. I will launch the poll now for just a minute. We now have the best auxiliary repeating roles. Best meeting facilitator role. I'm just launching it. All three. Sergeant at Arms. Zoom Master was not there. I was doing the job, so don't vote for the Zoom Master, kindly.
Ma'am, I already voted for Zoom Master
That's okay.
before you told. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. He was not there today. I should have removed it. It's my mistake. There is one vote lost. No problem. Okay. 11 out of 12 people have voted. So I will end the poll. I cannot vote anyway. So the next one, best auxiliary meeting role. I'm launching the poll. Again, here all three are Gaveliers. Ten out of 12 people have voted. Yes, now all the people have voted. Okay. Thank you. And the results will be shared at the end. The best primary meeting role functionary, I'm launching the poll, and definitely I know that our general evaluator would not like to be there in the poll. So I've included only the Gaveliers, best primary meeting role functionary. Yes. Okay. One more vote can come in actually, but only 10 out of 12 have voted. So whoever is missing. Okay, it's only 10 out of 10 is showing. Okay. Yes, we have done with all the polling. So I will share the results and then, okay, you can go on. When the presiding officer does it, I will share those. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Most people who stutter are capable of adequate and often excellent oral communication, regardless of the disfluency. Good communication involves more than just fluency. It includes good listening skills and the ability to empathize with people, being thoughtful and diplomatic, and having something valuable to say. Once aware of their limitations, they develop and excel in thinking ahead and formulating messages in their head. Strategic communication, written skills, digital skills, drawing, and other powerful ways of expression. Thank you for this opportunity to share this. I hope this sharing will help us to develop more sensitivity towards people with any difficulties. Over to you, Presiding Officer Gavelier Anika Kohli.
As presiding officer, I am glad we had a wonderful meeting today. My heartfelt gratitude to our General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. We are honored with your presence and are very thankful for your guidance. Distinguished Toastmaster Girija Deshpande, Toastmaster Abhishek Kumar, and Gavelier Rika Shrigal, we are grateful to you for the clear constructive evaluation for our speeches. Your continued support will help us improve. I congratulate all the speakers, Shubhi, Ishan, and Sushant, who presented their icebreakers. It was beautiful to listen to you and get to know you better. Kudos to the entire team of role players, Kavya, Kashvi, Rajandini, Shrey, and Maika. Well done to those Gaveliers and guests who attended the meeting. You made the meeting more vibrant. It is observation and participation that will make us better communicators and leaders. With great feeling of anticipation for our next meeting on November 5th, I adjourn the meeting for the day.
Thank you. I will just share the results, poll results, and then we can conclude. My computer had just conked off a day back, so I couldn't prepare the certificates. I'll just show them and then we can share the certificates. I will send them along. Okay. So the best table prepared speech, we did not have the vote. So here the poll view results for the best table topic speaker. Congratulations to Rika Shrigal. You can all see the votes. Can you see the results? Can you see it? Yeah. Thank you so much, Rika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Geja, for giving me this opportunity. It was a privilege being here.
Thank you. Now I'll share best meet 1 minute, I think. Yes. Best meeting facilitator between Sergeant at Arms and presiding officer. Sergeant at Arms wins hands down. So I'm sharing the results. You can all see the results. Thank you so much. Best auxiliary meeting roles. Timer, grammarian, and our counter. Our counter, Anika Kohli, wins. So here are the results. You can see that. Thank you and congratulations to all of you for participating and taking up the roles. The best meeting functionary. Yes. Gavelier Kashvi Agarwal gets the maximum votes. Today, we did not have any, except for the two guests who joined in, we did not have any other Gavelier take part other than the role players and the speakers. Unfortunately, this is becoming the trend. So that is why the MICA could not select anybody other than the people, the speakers and the role players. Now, I'll just stop the recording and I would like to share a few things which I have been learning